Welcome again to Zawadi the Critique. So Afua Rose was supposed to have a guest who would come on and share her experience with Dizzee Rascal. But unfortunately she could not make it, and so she wrote a report and given Afua Rose a recording which has been masked somewhat to disguise her actual voice. I will play the written statement first and give me commentary throughout, then you will hear the voice recording.
Sister wants me to read out a statement. And trigger warning, my brothers and sisters, because it is harrowing. It is extremely harrowing to have to read that out and have to speak the sister's truth, because it is a painful truth. And bear in mind, this sister is now in her early 30s, and she was just 15 years old at the time. And in fact, let me read the statement and then we can have some discussion, my brothers and sisters. But for those who don't know, this is who we're talking about. Dylan Mills, aka Dizzee Rascal. Okay? And we're gonna call the victim Y, or Miss Y, actually. We'll call her that for her anonymity. So she writes, victim Y writes, to whom this matter may concern, victim now survivor statement. I, Miss Y, was a said victim of child abuse at the young age of 14-15. This incident was never recorded. I was underage, under the legal age of consent, and was trafficked from place to place. This involved a person by the name of Dizzee Rascal. I was going out to Farringdon Fabric with a lot of friends from school. It's a little jumbled, my brothers and sisters, so bear with me. With a lot of friends from school, where I was, when I was let in, I was tiered and went to sit down in the sofa area where my brother was.
So first thing first. My daughter at 14 would not be going to a nightclub even if her older brother is there. She should be at home latest by 6 p.m. or later if she is at a friend's house who the parents approve of and knows her whereabouts. Why was she in a nightclub at 14? First question. And second question is, how the hell did she get let in at age 14? Anyway, it appears she had one or two older brothers there. If these are her biological brothers, then why did they not take care of their little sister? I'm just saying. Let's move on.
I shortly was approached by this darker skinned man, and his friend was standing there. He spoke to me saying I looked very nice and pretty. What was I doing, and like to get to know me better. He then handed me a folded piece of paper and said, make sure you come and mention my name. I knew nothing about him. One of my older brothers at this time was an amateur DJ. He then explained who this person was. I went home and asked my father if I could go, but he was not keen. So remember, this is a considerable amount of years ago, my brothers and sisters, a considerable amount of years ago. She's now in her 30s, so it's a good 15 years ago, okay? So she hadn't heard of him. He wasn't as big an artist as he is now, yeah? And I will state that it's all alleged because it hasn't gone to a court of law, but this is the testimony of a woman who is now in her 30s, who says that 15 years ago, when she was 15 years old, just short of her 15th birthday actually, 15 years and 8 months, that she was sexually assaulted by Dylan Mills, aka Dizzee Rascal. So she goes on to say, her father wasn't keen. Her best friend, my best friend at the time, I won't say the name, was older. She was very much wanting to go to this place and was super excited. I was very much tired and very much not feeling to go. We went to the pier on the Thames and waited. So basically what happened, my brothers and sisters, is that she was given a flyer by Dizzee Rascal in a club. It looks like it's called Farringdon Fabric or something, in a club, inviting her to one of his video shoots. So she's now at the video shoot in a place called Thames Pier. So it looks like it was a kind of boat shoot on a boat of some description. Okay.
Okay, so that explains it. She was at Fabric where she got invited to a photo shoot. So the alleged rape did not happen at Fabric, but rather she met up with him at the photo shoot. And she confirmed her older brother knew of Dizzee Rascal or was acquainted with him in some sort, or so it appears to sound like. Anyway, let's move on.
So she goes to the pier on the Thames, and he's waiting there with his friends. His friends and him had shown up. He asked how old I was. I told him I was 15. I believe from my memory I was about 14 and 8 months. As we entered, I was asked to do a behind the scenes interview where I stated my name and age. I did this to his production team. At no stage was there paperwork or something to disclose consent from my parents for me to be filmed. Regardless, we went on. I was very standoffish. I felt uncomfortable from the start. He kept approaching me the whole day. It was very clear this was upsetting other females on set. My friend also felt really bored with her makeup and hair. When her makeup and hair was done, I never got this done. They asked to put us in a few frames. One of the production team approached me and asked what I thought. I stood by them behind the scenes, more as his friends were drinking and smoking, that made me uncomfortable as again. I had a record from my brother for him to sign. He was eating chicken at that moment. He had a break. I recall him dragging me into the restroom and saying the only way he could sign my album if I went into the restroom with him. These were his words. He signed it to her name. He said I looked good, something like this, and hugged me. Nothing more than that I can recall happened. I left after, got upset. A chick got upset and tried to push me, and then apologized on the last frame of the night. It was dancing. I can't figure this out. I left after a girl got upset after a chick, white, tried to push me and then apologized on the last frame of the night. It was dancing. The black girls pushed my friend. She was really upset by this point. When we left, they separated us and said said they would pay for our cabs to get us home safe. I got in some cab at this point. I felt very unsafe as I was underage and taken away to some house where there was a house party. It was crazy. Everyone was drinking, smoking, bad vibrations, chicks staring at me with pure evil eyes. I kept asking to go home as they said they would make sure I got home safe. So basically after the shoot, they were saying that they were paying for the girls' cabs to go home. Except she didn't get taken home. She got taken to another party somewhere else, okay? And she didn't like it. There was smoking, bad vibrations, chicks staring at her with pure evil eyes, and she kept asking to go home. They said that they would make sure she got home safe. They took her from the house party to another location, and there she was drugged and date raped. She remembers that an older guy handed her a drink. Next thing she recalls, she was coming in and out of consciousness, and then blacked out 100% as she was raped. From my memory, it was 4 guys. They also robbed my bag. I kept asking to go home, kept saying they would take me. But they took me to one more address. And then one guy actually said this is wrong. She's young, take her home, to the other guy. I remember this very clearly. I was taken to a train station where I had to then ask staff how to get home. The guy from his clique then tried to stalk me. I mentioned something happened to my father. He then put a stop to it. I mentioned what happened to a friend, and asked her what to do. Should I go public or report it? She was going out with a grime artist at this moment. She said, everyone will hate you for speaking out. I should have done this early. My old friend, a witness to what happened on the set, is only speaking about this for others whom this happened to. She's only speaking about this for others who this happened to, and leave this in the past. I hope justice for speaking truth is heard. This is my truth. I was drugged and abused against my will. It is absolutely heart-wrenching, my brothers and sisters.
Okay, so that was the statement. To be honest, it is hard to cast a judgment on anything right now. I am not saying that children do not hide from their parents to attend nightclubs. This woman admitted she went with her school friends, and she also admitted that her father did not approve of her going to this photo shoot. Question is, did he approve of her going to nightclubs at that age also? More questions than answers. And this is why if I was Afua Rose, I would not bring someone's name into disrepute, in this case Dizzee Rascal. I personally would have to do more digging to find out exactly what the situation is before I go about doing something like that. But, hey, I am not Afua Rose. Anyway, let's move on to the voice recording Miss Y had given to Afua Rose.
Remember that. Remember that. I'm going to play you this recording, my brothers and sisters, of this sister here. We've done our best to, it's slightly speeded up, and the voice is altered a little bit. The speed up, I think, is to alter the voice even more, but it's something you kind of, one of those things you have to kind of listen to 3 or 4 times before you actually really hear what she's saying. So hopefully you'll be able to catch it. Let's have a look. Yeah, hopefully you'll be able to catch it. It's very short. It's literally a soundbite, but it supports the statement that we've just heard, my brothers and sisters. Okay, let's play that.
Hey, I wanted to give a statement about what I went through, and I just wanted to say that I was groomed as a child minor. I was underage. I was lured to a video shoot set, accompanied by a school friend of mine, and I was sadly targeted by that artist, Dizzee Rascal, and then lured back to a house party that he had attended, where I was drugged and then raped and blacked out in and out of consciousness for 2 days. And this is my truth, and I just wanted to share that with you. And there is evidence of this incident. Hey, I wanted to give a statement about what I went through, and I just wanted to say that I was groomed as a child minor. I was underage. I was lured to a video shoot set, accompanied by a school friend of mine, and I was sadly targeted by that artist, Dizzee Rascal, and then lured back to a house party that he had attended, where I was drugged and then raped and blacked out in and out of consciousness for 2 days. And this is my truth, and I just wanted to share that with you. And there is evidence of this incident. Hey, I wanted to give a statement about what I went through, and I just wanted to say that I was groomed as a child minor. I was underage. I was lured to a video shoot set, accompanied by a school friend of mine, and I was sadly targeted by that artist, Dizzee Rascal, and then lured back to a house party that he had attended, where I was drugged and then raped and blacked out in and out of consciousness for 2 days. And this is my truth, and I just wanted to share that with you. And there is evidence of this incident. Hey, I wanted to give a statement about what I went through, and I just wanted to say that I was groomed as a child minor. I was underage. I was lured to a video shoot set, accompanied by a school friend of mine, and I was sadly targeted by that artist, Dizzee Rascal, and then lured back to a house party that he had attended, where I was drugged and then raped and blacked out in and out of consciousness for 2 days. And this is my truth, and I just wanted to share that with you. And there is evidence of this incident. Hey, I wanted to give a statement about what I went through, and I just wanted to say that I was groomed as a child minor. I was underage. I was lured to a video shoot set, accompanied by a school friend of mine, and I was targeted.
Let me stop that.
By that politics.
Right, so did everyone hear that? Did we get it? Okay, so everyone's got it. Yeah, is everyone able to understand? Absolutely. So what she's saying is supporting, excuse me, is supporting what she was saying in the statement, basically. She's saying there's evidence of this. This is what happened to me. And yeah, sis, we just embrace you. We embrace you with all the psychic power that we have. We embrace you with the Holy Spirit. We send it. We send the embrace of the ancestors to you, my sister. And I know that can't be easy for you to even hear that back. But we'll have a chat afterwards. You know, she was lured to a house party and drugged and raped and in and out of consciousness for 2 days. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to toy about a bit more with this piece of software and see if we can link this into the live, that when people come on, their voices can be shrouded. Yeah, that's what we want to do. That's what we want to achieve at the end of the day, because you know, I would love if everybody was empowered and felt able to just stomp on the head of their perpetrator and speak their truth, big and bold and bright, cameras blazing, you know. But people come in stages with that. And some people, you know, that's not what they require. That's not what they want. And we have to respect that.
I would respect Afua if you would do a little more research into these allegations before publicizing it or bringing it to a social media platform. This case, like others you have mentioned, just seems like it was rushed to suit your style of reporting by stating that all men are guilty who are accused and all women are believed who bring the accusations. If this has happened to this sister, then my heart goes out to her, and justice should be served regardless of how long it has been. But bringing something to the public which has not been substantiated yet as facts is a little foolhardy to do, Afua. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Am I over-analyzing this and I should take it as it is presented, or am I right to analyze so to come to a clearer understanding and ultimately the truth? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe and please hit the bell notification to get all my critiques and analysis of Afua Rose the Manslayer.